Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down the anatomy of a really compelling online sales pitch. This one's for a device called the power grid generator, and it promises to basically slash your power bills. So let's just dive right in and see how they do it. Right out of the gate, they hook you with a headline that sounds more like a movie plot than a product ad. I mean, this isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's this massive story of conspiracy, a tragic genius inventor, and a huge secret the government is trying to hide. It immediately sets this really dramatic, high-stakes, emotional tone. Okay, so after that wild opening, they obviously have to deliver an actual product, right? So let's take a look at the core promise they're making to you, the customer. And here it is. The actual thing you're buying is a digital guide, basically the plans to build this device yourself. And they price it at a discounted $49. That's a really accessible price point. It's low enough to make a curious person think, for that price, what have I got to lose? Now, to make that $49 feel like an absolute steal, they throw in 3 free bonuses. But the key here isn't just the bonuses, it's the claimed retail value of over $150. This is a classic sales tactic. It's called value anchoring, and it's designed to make the original price look tiny by comparison. And, if you're still on the fence, if you have any skepticism left, they hit you with the safety net, a 60-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. The goal here is pretty obvious. Take away all the financial risk and make it as easy as possible to just go ahead and click buy. Okay, so we've got the price, we've got the promise, but how does this thing supposedly work? Let's take a look at the science they use to actually build their case. So the explanation is that the device uses magnets to create this constant imbalance, which gives you a continuous flow of energy. Now, the key phrase here is that little bit at the end, almost perpetual motion. It sounds incredibly revolutionary, but it stops just short of making a claim that is, scientifically impossible. It's very clever wording. And the benefits? They're all about making it sound incredibly simple and easy. It's a self-sustaining system, so zero maintenance. They say it's simple enough for literally anyone to build in just a few hours. Every single one of these points is designed to tackle a potential objection before you even have a chance to think of it. Of course, if you're going to make claims this big, you need some proof. So the next step in this pitch is absolutely crucial: building trust. And they do that with testimonials from supposed users. Let's see how they handle it. The first testimonials immediately hammer home that key benefit: ease of use. You get a quote from a self-described 65-year-old librarian, and the message couldn't be clearer. Hey, you don't need to be some kind of tech genius to make this work. This next user tackles a completely different kind of worry: trust in the seller themselves. They actually highlight the third-party sales platform ClickBank, and once again, they bring up that super important 60-day guarantee as the reasons they felt safe enough to give it a shot. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. How much are the parts going to cost me? This testimonial gives you a very specific and pretty low number, just under $108. It makes the whole project feel way more tangible and, frankly, affordable. And then there's this one. This is the ultimate payoff story. It's not just that the user is making money, getting paid by the power company, but he also went from being the guy his neighbors laughed at to the guy they now admire and ask for help. That is a powerful story of vindication. And here is the number that's meant to anchor all of those individual stories. The page claims they have over 50,000 reviews. That single number is designed to create this overwhelming sense of social proof. It makes a potential buyer feel like they're not taking a risk, they're joining a huge, successful movement. But with any pitch that sounds this good, you have to read the fine print. So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to the disclaimers that, let's be honest, most people just fly right past. And wham! Right away, you find this direct contradiction. The main pitch is promising life-changing results, but down here in the disclaimer, it admits the entire story is created strictly for promotional purposes only. And as you dig deeper, it gets even more interesting. Results aren't guaranteed. The author's name? It's a pen name. The product itself is officially called an experiment that hasn't been technically assessed. Oh, and they also tell you to check with your local authority, which kinda hints that building it might not even be legal where you live. And this, right here, illustrates the core tension of the entire pitch perfectly. The product is named the power grid generator. That sounds strong, tested, powerful. But the official description, buried in the disclaimer, calls it an unassessed experiment. So, what we've really looked at here is a masterclass in sales psychology. On the surface, it's this powerful blend of a high stakes story and overwhelming social proof. But underneath, it's all propped up by these carefully worded legal disclaimers. The real takeaway isn't about this one generator, it's about the anatomy of the pitch itself. It really leaves you wondering, are they selling a product, or are they just selling the idea of a solution?